Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to day 2 of Project Chaos. We are back here with the IS300. We left off in the last video talking about a few problems with this car, and one of them was a misfire after it sat overnight. And I'm going to try to see if I can replicate that right now. It's been sitting overnight. Got the keys. Let's start it up and see what happens. It definitely had a little bit of a stumble. I'm also hearing what seems to be like an exhaust rattle or something coming up from under the passenger side. I'm sure you guys heard it too on the video, but it only stumbled for maybe 5 or 6 seconds, and then the idle went up a little bit and it evened out. I don't hear anything wrong with it right now. One thing we can do this morning as well is I'm going to use my OBD2 sensor and plug it up, and I can see what kind of actual check engine code it's running. Hopefully it's just that one misfire on one of the cylinders, but it should tell me a whole bunch of information on it, so let's get to it. All right, I just plugged up the scanner, ran a quick diagnostics, and I'm showing 9 codes. First code, generic, random multiple cylinder misfire detected, cylinder 3 misfire, cylinder 6 misfire, evaporative emission systems, I'll look into that. Random multiple cylinder misfire detected. It's a P0300. Misfire on 2, misfire on 3, misfire on 6 again, and evaporative. So misfires and some kind of issue with the evap, P0440. I'm going to look that up real quick and see what it might be. All right, so what I went ahead and did was I looked up a video about the evap issue. There's a couple of different things it could be, but for now, what I'm going to do is I've gone ahead and cleared the codes. Now I want to start it up again and see if it throws anything right off the bat. All right. So now I'm throwing an ABS code and a traction control code. Okay, so as you saw, there's definitely some misfire issues on this car. Some cylinders, all cylinders, I don't know. I went ahead and erased all the codes on it. We'll just see what happens when I start it, and maybe I'll run up and down the neighborhood here and just kind of see if it does anything. I don't want to take it out on the road, especially with this ridiculous plate on it. So we've done that. Now I think the first major issue is getting the interior as clean as possible. Trying to get the smell out, just trying to get all the stains off of everything, and it's going to be a long day. So the back seat, you can literally just pop it up, but I definitely had to get gloves. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the back seat of both my vehicles look like that, but oh god. Oh, it's so gross. Butt sweat cigarettes. Oh my god. This is why you don't smoke in cars. All right, as you can see here, I cleaned this side with a carpet cleaner and a whole bunch of other random solutions, some simple greens, some grease lightning, all sorts of stuff. This side I have not done yet. So this is what the other seat looked like about 20 minutes ago. It's so gross. And this is what the new seat looked like. You can still see a little bit of staining right here. But overall, it is so much cleaner. Like all the little pores are opened up. You see there's like nothing stuck down in all these little pores, and over here It's just nasty. Look how gross that is. Kids do so much damage to cars, it's unbelievable. So let's compare the two. Clean, dirty. All right, I've been working on these things for, I don't know, probably an hour now. Last time I showed you, this one was cleaned, this one was not. Now you can see this one took a very, very long time. It must have been probably twice as long as the other one. But you can see now all those little pores are pretty clean. There's a couple little spots that are just really hard to get to, but overall, much better than what it was. So I'm definitely happy that these things are clean now. So I'm going to spray some Zep smoke and odor remover stuff, just kind of over these parts. It says not to use it on fabric or upholstery, but screw it, I'm going to do it anyway. Just let that sit. I'll wipe down the excess, I should say. And this seat is looking 100 times better than it was before. Oh yeah. Just kind of smear it around on that. There we go. That's the back seats. It's about as much as I'm going to do to them. So I'm going to run to Walmart and grab a brake light bulb for the high mount brake light. I think that's what's throwing the brake light code on the dash. And we can start to try to put all this stuff back together. I've cleaned all this out. I'm going to knock some of the dirt off of the seat belts. And I need to do something about these wires that they mounted up for the speaker, because that just looks dangerous. So I'm going to do that and get back with you. Oh yeah, I found some sweet sunglasses in the trunk. What you think? What is that? All right, guys, so this thing had aftermarket speakers in the rear. My understanding is, and I might be wrong, but what I've read on some of the forums for IS300s is that the factory power, or the factory rear speakers are amplified, and that's why there's actually 4 wires going to the speakers from the factory. If you replace them, most speakers only have the 2 wires going to them. So basically all I did was just terminate 2 of them and figure out which ones just ran the like 4 ohm regular speaker impulse or power, whatever you want to call it. So instead of having it look like that, I'm just afraid of fires when I see wires like that. So on this side I went ahead and just did some shrink insulation on each of the wires, and I'll probably put a big one around these and shrink it again, and just leave them tucked out of the way. I don't really care about speakers in this car. It's not a main concern for me. I just want the car to drive. So that concludes the speakers. I'm gonna go ahead and do this to the other side, make sure we don't burn the car down. All right, I've been trying to figure out the third brake light, not the third brake light, and there was an LED bulb in it. I thought maybe that just wasn't working, but I went to the store and got a 921 bulb. That's what these are for the third brake light. By the way, you don't have to take this out. The third brake light actually like pops out and up, then you can replace it. So you don't have to do this, but I did this because I didn't know that before that. So I plugged this in and it still does not work. We've checked it. All the lights on the back of the car still work, but that one's not coming on. So I'm going to go ahead and take all this out, just to get to all the wiring. And I should probably use a pry tool so I don't, break these things like I just did. Oh well, at least it's worse. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this all out and maybe wipe this down outside of the car. Okay, don't need that right now. I wonder if this is just bad. It needs to be redone. It looks a little corroded in there. That could be part of it. Oh well, let's keep digging. Oh, I can unplug that. Sweet. Now I can check it with my voltmeter, my multimeter. Okay, so I went ahead and took this connector out of the actual light bulb plug here, and I'm going to check this with the multimeter. Plug it in there. The one I got kind of clips into different plugs. They're small enough. Okay, so that's in there. I'm going to prop this sucker up and go hit the brakes. I'm too old for this. So I'm going to hit the brakes, and we're going to look at the voltmeter, make sure it gets to around 12 volts. All right, so we're showing 11.5 volts. Slowly going down, that's fine. So that tells me that at least it's getting to the plug. I have a feeling that the little connector, whatever I did with it, is just corroded or something. A lot of times all you can do, or all you need to do, is kind of run your light bulb, especially if it's a new one. Just kind of run it in and out a little bit. Metal on metal contact gets rid of that corrosion a little bit. And we'll see. I'm trying to leave a whole lot of grease and handprints on this thing. So we'll unplug this. Turn the meter off. Plug this back into here. Let's see if it works. It might have just been a little bit of corrosion on the plug. Yeah. Sweet. There you go. Oh shoot. Oh. I spent $2 on a light bulb. Light bulb was probably not the problem, but now I know what the problem is. You always start with the cheapest thing first, and it's the easiest way to do it. So there you go. All right, my next step to disassembly of this nasty creature is going to be taking both front seats out. And since they do have power and the SRS airbags, we need to be very careful with that. So what I've done is I reconnected the battery. I had disconnected it earlier, but you can see here I took the negative terminal off, so there's no power to anything. I'm going to let that sit for a little bit of time, but before I disconnected it, I took the bolt out of here, one on the other side, and then on the back here. Bolt there, there's 4 bolts, and there's 1 plug under each seat that controls everything. So once you take the bolts out, don't unplug anything yet. Make sure your battery's disconnected, and we're going to wait for about 15 minutes. Then we'll unplug everything just to make sure there's no issue with the airbags. All right, since we got the brake light working, we know that's operational now. We can cross something off our list. Yes, first thing off the list. All right, third brake light working properly now. That's good to go. And I'd say we're about 30% done with this. Still super smelly. Anything else I've been working on today? No, not really. Everything else is pretty much the same. Check engine light. I looked into it. It's going to happen again, so I'm not going to cross that off right now. No cruise control. Can't fix that until I fix the steering wheel. So, yeah, Project Chaos well underway. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please subscribe and click on one of the videos that you see in front of your face right now. I would greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day.